Okay, so if you follow me on Instagram, and if you don't follow me on Instagram, then you can pause this video, hit the link below, follow me on Instagram, and then we can be the bestest friends, and it'll be fabulous. But if you already follow me on Instagram, that you know that my daughters, just like me, are all natural. Their hair is natural. So, and my daughter Alana, who's 4, has very long, curly, natural hair. And everybody asks me the same questions. What do you put in her hair? What did you do to her hair to get her hair to grow? So I decided to make this video because I guess this is another, what you would call a video request. Yes, I'm getting requests. Anyway, so I want to hop right into it because this is really the only time that I have to do it. First thing I want to say is your kid's hair and your hair, when you're being natural and stuff like that, yes, you have to take the time to do it, but the importance is there. So don't think just because they're a kid and stuff like that that you can, like, I don't want to sound mean, but like skip over the same steps that you would do with your natural hair. You have to do the same steps with them. Just because they're kids doesn't mean that their hair doesn't need to be deep conditioned, or you don't have to put oil in their hair. And if you don't know anything about natural hair, I'm going to get to all of that. But if you do, you still have to do the same steps. Now, the one thing that I hear all the time from all my girlfriends and from people who say it is that I can't deal with her hair. It's too thick to deal with. I can't deal. I don't know how you deal with all that. Just like your hair and my hair. Yes, if it's a lot and it's curly and it's thick, it is hard to deal with. So you know what you do? Sections. Handle it in sections. Just like you do with my hair. If you watch any YouTuber on here, first thing they do if they have a lot of hair is what? Put it in sections. This is don't think about their hair as just one. You can't just stick their hair underwater and brush it out and think it's going to work out. No, the kid is going to scream their head off. They're going to act crazy, and they're going to act crazy regardless. That's another thing I'm going to get to. But no, sections. I always section my daughter's hair. You can use these clips to section it. If you don't want to go that route, you can go to the dollar store and get these little things. I mean, there's 100 million things you can use to section your kid's hair. Don't try to take that battle on head on. Section it, you know, break it down. 4 or 5, depending on how curly or how thick your kid's hair is, that's what you need to section it down into. So that's the first thing that I will say. Second thing, keep it moisturized. For hair to grow, it needs water, just like we need water, plants need water. It needs to be moisturized. So invest in this. It's just a squirt bottle. Nothing fancy. I got this from Sally's. You can get it from Walmart. You can get it from the dollar store, whatever. All you have to do is, what I like to do is put regular water, no, purified, you don't need angel tears or anything, just regular water in this bottle. And sometimes what I do is I mix it with, this is a, what am I going to call this? A conditioner, I'm sorry. But this one is for, this is Kids Organics Shea Butter Detangle Moisturizing. And that's what you want to look for. If your kid has thick, curly hair, or if you have thick, curly hair, you want to moisturize it. Anything that's moisturizing is needed. So what I do is I take this bottle, and I might take about 4 or 5 pumps of this, mix it together, and I spray it on Alana's hair. That's what I do. Another thing, don't deal with your kid's hair if you know they're tired. And when I say deal with it, like if you want to braid it or put it in ponytails, that's pretty good because you can do with it. But don't try to do a wash day at like 10 o'clock at night, because it's going to be ridiculous. They're tired. They're already going to cry as soon as you start talking about doing their hair, especially my daughter. Has a flair for the dramatics. I wonder where she gets it from. Anyway, so don't try to do their hair if they're sleepy. That's not a good idea, especially if you have to wash it. Second thing, I would also say if they have a lot of hair and it's thick, try to break it down. Don't try to do everything at once. What I do some days, if I know that I'm going to do a wash day, which is going to be like a serious wash day, like I'm washing, detangling, deep conditioning, I won't style her hair until the next day, because there are kids and you are doing, if you choose to use combs and stuff like that, and I'm going to get into that too. I'm sorry if I feel like I'm talking fast, but my videos tend to be really long, so I'm trying to make this shorter. But like I said, try to spread it up. Don't do a full wash day and all the, do all the stops, and then try to style that day. Especially if your kid is tender-headed, that's going to be a disaster. You know, they're going to be like screaming bloody murder by the time you get to the point of actually separating and styling their hair. So if I know that I'm going to do a wash day with all that, and I said that before, I'll split the days up. Another thing to invest in on wash days is find yourself a good shampoo. Good shampoo or good conditioner to detangle. Your kid is going to be dramatic anyway, but sometimes their hair, if it's natural, it gets tangled just like your own hair. And it's harder for a kid to understand the difference of, oh, mommy's pulling my hair because she's trying to separate it, and oh, mommy's just plain pulling my hair. So they're gonna have an attitude anytime they feel any tugging. Now, me personally, because of Alana's hair, she has really curly hair, I try my best to use my fingers. I finger detangle her hair. Side note, if you are finger detangling hair, please make sure to check your nails, file them down, because what happens is that the hair gets snagged in your nails, and that can pull on your hair. And anything you're doing, you can do to make finger detangling easier with your kids, because even though you're finger detangling and you're thinking like, girl, when I was a child, please, my finger detangle, my mother had a broom and a stick and was banging me upside my head, telling me to be still. Calm down, black flashes. Anyway, even though I'm finger detangling this young, beautiful lady's hair, she is still screaming at the top of her lungs. That's another thing that we have to understand, is that you have to really understand the difference between, okay, sit down and be quiet. The difference between kids actually crying because they're in pain and crying because you're just doing their hair, period. And you can kind of tell as their mother which is which. But like I was saying, make sure that you file your nails down before you start fingering detangling their hair. And make sure, I like this one. This is the argan oil. I talked about this in my other vlog when I was washing my hair. And I use this in her hair too. It's a really good product. And it's easy for me to detangle her hair while I'm washing. If you can get her hair detangled from the jump, that is perfect. If you cannot, if your shampoo does not detangle, do not try to detangle your child's hair with a shampoo that does not detangle. You can tell as you're, raking your fingers through. If it's getting snagged, if it's pulling on it, don't detangle that baby's hair. Don't. It's not good. It's not going to work. So if you can detangle her hair, great. So on wash days, we get a good shampoo. We detangle her hair with this, because I can do this with this one. And then after I wash her hair out, and then for me, because this is a really good shampoo, it's fully detangled, then I put a conditioner in. Now the conditioners can vary depending on what she needs. Like you can tell on the kid's hair if it's really, really hard, like if you haven't been tying her hair up at night, or if she's been like playing outside a lot and she needs like a really good conditioner, then what I will do is that I can make my own, which is just using mayonnaise, olive oil, or coconut oil, whatever oil you want to use, and 1 egg. And if you Google it, you can Google like how to make your own conditioners. It's like 101 on YouTube, and you just put them in her hair. And what I do is I put it in her hair, and I get a Target bag, whatever type of bag you want to use. And mind you, even though I'm putting in this deep conditioner, her hair, because her hair is so thick and long, it's still separated. So either I have 2 little bantu knots or 2 ponytails or whatever, depending on the length of it, if you want to do 4, whatever. But the whole time through this whole process, as much as you can, try to keep their hair separated. Like I said, you have to tackle this in sections. It's much easier. So, and then we put the plastic cap over her head, and sometimes she'll let me put her under the dryer. I put it on like cool or something, nothing hot, for like 5 minutes, but most of the time I just let her run around. Now, I've been doing this for her hair since she turned 1. That's when I start deep conditioning. I wash her hair before, when I do the deep conditioners, when she's turned 1. So now that she's 4, she's pretty used to wash days. She knows how to keep the bag on her hair. She doesn't touch it. She doesn't bother it. And, it's just wash days. She never had a problem with the conditioning portion. So you let that stay in for like an hour or 2, depending on how much they let it stay on, or how much you think her hair needs. And then you wash all the conditioner out her hair, and that's when we go to the next step, which is after I condition her hair with my homemade conditioner and let that sit in, I still, just for extra, I use the Moist just to make sure that I get all the olive oil, all the egg, all of everything out her hair. I'll do this Aussie Moist, or I don't have it with me. I wish I did, but I also like to use the Hello Hydration and the Totally Twisted by Herbal Essence. Those are really, really good and not expensive conditioners for your kids' hair. So you wash it out with this. Once again, we're keeping everything in sections. And once you wash it out, we do the rinse. Now this is hard because it's kids. It's hard if you're an adult. I use coconut oil, and what I do is I put coconut oil. I try to keep it so it's a thick consistency like this, because if it gets hot, coconut oil will turn into the oil. So I try to keep it like room temperature like this so it'll stay thick. Hopefully you guys can see that. And I take the sections for whatever, and I put the coconut, rub it through, and then you have to do a cool rinse. Now what this cool rinse does, it locks in all that moisture and all that oil, but what it doesn't do, it doesn't make it feel like sticky, and it doesn't leave it looking sticky. It just makes it look shiny and healthy. So you have to rinse the baby's hair out with cold water. Now it's not, they're not going to be happy, because you're not happy when you do your cold rinse if you're natural, and no one's happy getting cold water thrown at them. But it's really good for the hair, and it seals it in, and it's just a rinse. All you do is just either you take the bucket if you do it in the bath. If you have the little cord, you can go to Sally and get the little cord that you can spray. It's like a shower cord that's pretty cheap, and you just rinse it with cold water just to lock in all that moisture. Now once again, I feel like I'm talking fast, so I'm just going to go over a few things. First, you want to do section the hair, depending on how thick it is. As how thick it is and how curly it is more sections you're going to need. So with my daughter, and even with my hair, I can get away with 4 sections on them. But your daughter may need more, or son, or however you want to handle it, may need more, may need less. They might only need 2. So first thing we do is we section. Then after we section, we find a really good shampoo. Now, shampoo, the way I use shampoo, I only use shampoo about twice a month. And that's only because a shampoo strips your hair. Now this is a really good shampoo. It's the Cream of Nature with argan oil. This is a really good shampoo. So, but if you have like a really not so great shampoo, then less is more when it comes to that, because it strips the baby's hair, and you don't want to do that, So, and if you're using like a really stripping shampoo, you definitely need to make sure that you get a good deep conditioner. I have it here. Sorry. 1 second. Yes, of course it's not here when I'm looking for it. Right in front of my, now this is not a deep conditioner, but this is the Shea Moisture's line, and the Shea Moisture line is excellent. This one is pink, but the one that I use on her for deep conditioner is in the yellow. It says, I believe it says hibiscus, and it's a really good deep conditioner. And these run from, depending where you go, $9.99 to the most I spent on one of these is like $11 or $12, and they have leave-ins, curly creams, all types of stuff. But I really like the Shea Moisture line, and I really like Shea Moisture shampoo. Now I believe detangling wise, this works better with detangling, but this has a really good shampoo. Now this is not the shampoo, this is the styler mix, but I just wanted to give you what it looks like, and it says Shea Moisture, and they have it at Walmart, Target, Walgreens, everywhere sells it. So we shampoo, mind you, in sections. We do a deep conditioner if you want to, or just a regular, if you have a really good conditioner, you can do that. Now even if you're doing, let's say just this, because sometimes when I don't have to do a deep conditioner on her and I just want to use this condition, you still let it sit in the hair, let it penetrate, let it get down, let it loosen up those curls, or loosen up them kinks, or whatever kind of texture hair your kids have. Let it get in there, penetrate it. Put the bag on there, let them sit around, let them play if they want to run around, because them playing actually will make it hot. Or you can sit them under your dryer if you have a dryer, or whatever. Let them go outside if it's sunny, whatever. So Then you rinse that out. Rinse it all out. The hair is super clean. And then the last thing you want to do is a cool rinse with the oil. Now, I use coconut oil. You can use olive oil. And also the Curls line. This is also sold at Walmart. This has a no sulfate, no silicone, parabens, minerals, and it's oil. And it has like all different oils in here. Soybean oil, butter oil, shea butter seeds. I mean, it's a list of, it's just basically a concoction of all different oils. So this is an all-in-one oil. So if you want to buy that, you can do that. Or you can Google how to make your own oil and just get like castor oil and stuff like that and make it yourself. So it just depends on how much time you have to do it. So this video is going to be longer. It's almost 15 minutes already. Okay, so the last two things I want to talk about is my daughter's hair is long, but also I don't just leave her hair out like that. I use protective styling a lot in my daughter's hair, and that's another thing. The protecting styles such as ponytails, braids, twists, whatever it is you want to use in their hair, you can't leave that bush out all week and not think it's not going to get matted, because it is. So use protective styles. During the week, most of the time, my daughter's hair is in some form of protective style. Either I put her hair in a ponytails, like 5 or 6 ponytails all over her head, or I do like cute little beads with braids and stuff like that, or whatever. But I don't let her natural curls out unless it's like a nice event, or, you know, just every now and then. But you cannot, because the environment will do havoc to her hair. She's rolling around her hair, so she's getting all types of stuff. Her curls are bunching up on each other, so you can't think that leaving their hair out. And also, protective styles is what helps to let the hair grow. So protective styles is key, especially if you have a kid with thick, curly or kinky hair. You want to do it, moisturize it, and put it in a protective style. That way you don't have to do it every morning. If you don't have to worry about doing it every morning, it won't seem so tedious. Also, I would like to talk about is having your child sleep on a silk or satin pillowcase. A lot of times the bonnets fall off, or they get upset because they don't want to tie their hair up at night, and you don't want to fight with them. The silk and satin pillowcases are not that expensive. You can go to, once again, Walmart, Target. Here in Baltimore, I got mine's actually from the flea market, you know. So you just put that on their pillowcase, and when they go to sleep, they wake up in the morning and they go to school or go about their day. You don't really have to worry about it. Anything you want to do or anything beautiful takes time and it takes energy, is basically what I'm just saying. No, you're not going to have a kid and you do their hair and then their hair is going to last all week without you maintaining it or doing nothing to it. That's not going to work. But don't say you have to give your kid a perm because of this, or you have to give your kid a perm because she doesn't like getting her hair done. Think about it. Do you even like wash day? I know sometimes I dread my wash day. I don't like it, but that doesn't mean I'm going to give myself a perm. That doesn't mean I'm not going to take care of my hair. So that was my mini rant. I'm sorry that this is so long, but I hope it was informative and I gave you a lot of information. Please thumbs up this video and subscribe to my channel and comment below. And thank you guys for watching.